Okay, so this is a video I said I was gonna make about the things I would have done a little different if I were to start driving a truck, say this year. So if I were to start driving this year and I was a brand new driver, these are some of the things I would have done differently. And one of the bigger things I would have done, first of all, I would have I probably would have ended up going to go work for a company like ATS or Keen earlier in my career. I probably would have done that so I could have gotten trained on the hauling the equipment, the heavy haul and the oversized loads at a younger age. And the reason I'm telling you guys this is because for the amount of time you spend doing this job. I know this job, it seems like a hustle, and it's kind of like duplicitous in that way because we all know that having done this, that the you never make the same amount of money every week unless you have some kind of a dedicated account, and you do the exact same thing every week, and most of us just don't have that. So we can acknowledge that the business, and this is a career field, is a little bit up and down. So we recognize the instability in it just from being in the business, right? So the reason I'm saying that about the heavy haul and the oversized is I feel like it would have given me a better option to make more money with the time given. And I think that's a very important thing for everybody to consider. You need to be doing the type of business that's going to pay you the most money for the amount of time you put into it. Okay? So I spend most of my time really just doing dry van, all in all. The last couple of years has been a little bit different. I did a lot of tanker before I got back on the flat, and but for about 10 years of my driving career was just dry van, just doing solo and teaming in vans. And yeah, I made money, but I don't think I made as much money as I could have made if I were hauling equipment. Okay, so if I were young, if I was talking to a 21-year-old me, I would have been like, hey man, go get on that equipment and learn how to haul and secure that equipment and get you about 5 good years of working for that company, hauling a variety of different types of equipment and learning everything you can possibly learn about how to set up them trailers, how to position them loads on them trailers, how to learn how to do them permits and your weights and your axle spacing and all of that at a young age. So I would have been good to go. It just would have been something I know, because it pays you more for the time you put into it. That's the first thing I would have done, and I would have tried to get into that career field at a younger age. The second thing is not really something I would have done. It's just more of a regret, and that was my spending habits in my 20s. I spent a lot of money in my 20s on a bunch of garbage. Just, I was young, I was making good money, and I was blowing a lot of money on stupid shit. So if I'm talking to my younger me right now, I'm like, hey man, you know, you could have had multiple trucks, more than what you had if you would have just been doing your money right in your 20s. So if any of you young guys are listening, man, I understand you're young, you think about having a good time, this, that, and the other, ain't nothing wrong with that. But man, when you're in your 20s, stack your paper and be about your business. You know, relationship wise and all of that, when you're young like that, maybe you find you a lady that's going to be with you. But a lot of times that's just not going to happen, man, especially if you're really about making your money. So put that in the forefront of your decision making process and just try to make yourself successful and to be successful in your business. And everything else should come behind that, because it will. It'll all come when you get to be in your 30s. You don't have to worry about the women and a lot of the other stuff. It's all going to come, man. Once you got everything else situated, they're going to be around anyway. But the financial management, I would have probably, I kind of wish I would have, I had my authority for a while, and I should have probably kept it. The reason I gave it up was because I went to haul oil. And it was a good job. I ain't gonna lie, it was a pretty good job. So I was hauling crude oil for about almost 3 years. And I probably should have, when I first came out of that, I probably should have came right back in and got my authority. And I really wish I would have just kept it, and I probably should have just had somebody driving my truck. I had my truck parked sitting in the field, man, for a couple of years. And I sold that truck after letting it sit like that. So I probably should have just had somebody driving that truck while I was working, hauling the oil. That would have been a smart thing to do. But the main thing that I want to get across to you guys that are coming to this industry right now, don't waste your time, okay? You need to learn everything you can about the business. You need to talk to the guys that are in it, talk to the old guys that know what they're talking about, and learn as much as you can possibly learn. Because this business is very dirty, and there's a lot of people out here who are waiting to take advantage of you and your ignorance as to what's really going on out here. And you just have to accept that, because this industry is full of people who prey on other people's lack of information. And you gotta remember that in the way you move out here in this business. So if you know some older guys that have been in it for a long time, hey man, talk to them and learn everything you can. Soak up all the information you can possibly soak up from them, because that's helped me immensely, just talking to drivers, because guys have different experiences and they can tell you the ins and outs in a lot of different situations if you just have a conversation with them. Next thing, advice for y'all: if you're going to be becoming owner operator, you need to learn how to fix your own stuff. You need to become a mechanically inclined. I just strongly recommend that, because that's going to save you. I'm not just talking about the money; it'll save your ass, man. Just situations can come up, man. If you're not mechanically inclined, if you own a truck and you're out here, man, it could be devastating, you know. But if you're mechanically inclined, you can find a way to sometimes fix your stuff and get yourself on back home. And so I'd recommend, anybody coming into it that's thinking about getting their own equipment, you need to learn how to fix your equipment. Knowing how to, if you have experience working on your equipment, it will actually help you spec the equipment you buy in the future, because that's the best way to know what don't work for your business, is to work on it and have to fix it. Now you can learn that too by having to pay big bills fixing stuff too. But if you get under that truck every week or two and you check it out and you just see how stuff's going, you just walk around it, you fixing on things here and there, you know what don't work for what you do, and you know what to avoid. So that's the other piece. Hey man, get mechanically into the business and into the industry. Learn the ins and outs on fixing stuff. If you're in the shop, pay attention to what the mechanics are doing. You're gonna ask them mechanics questions. Get your books, get your literature. Hell, you can listen to, it's plenty of videos on here, man, like Francisco Amaya. That guy's a gold mine, dude. If y'all ain't subscribed to him on YouTube, that dude is a gold mine of information as far as fixing on these trucks. And it's a lot of other guys too. But, I mean, his videos are just, it's so much information in them videos. So, that's about it for now, man. I'm going to have more come to mind later on, but just kind of rambling, man. So, it's like I say, the biggest takeaways from this: don't waste your time doing basic trucking, okay? Everything's supposed to be a stepping stone to more money, okay? So if you're doing dry van, shit, do teams and get your own authority and get more money. If you're doing flatbed, do specialized, do some oversized stuff, get more money. And me, hell, I'm doing a little bit oversized. I want to go on and get my RG in and start doing real equipment, so we might do a intermediary step in the middle and get a step deck, but we'll see. But like I said, that's the biggest takeaway, man. Don't waste your time. Don't get stuck in basic trucking land and build a lifestyle around that. You need to always be moving forward with what you're doing in this industry. Always move forward, always grow. Because in the future, I don't know how long it is going to be, but they are planning on automating most of this basic trucking. So you might want to get specialized. That's about all I got, man. It's enough of me rambling. I'm going to go on and give myself something to eat here. So y'all take care and have a wonderful rest of your weekend.